The NBA draft is one of the most fascinating and anticipated times for the league. It gives all 30 teams an opportunity to recruit young and talented individuals for the future. The draft becomes increasingly important for teams that need fresh blood to come and boost them up in the rankings. Welcome to Sport Trending, and today we're going to discuss the top NBA players drafted from every single team. Now let's get started. The Atlanta Hawks. Pete, or Pistol Pete, of the Atlanta Hawks was one of the all-time basketball greats, averaging 24.3 points, 5.6 assists, and 4.2 rebounds. With the Atlanta Hawks for 4 seasons, Pistol Pete led the Hawks to 3 consecutive conference semifinals. The Hawks chose him at number 3 in the 1970 draft, and while seeing him play, you could tell it was one of their best decisions. Boston Celtics. Next up is Larry Bird of the Boston Celtics. Nicknamed Hick from the French Lick, Larry is considered among the top 10 all-time greats of basketball. Although having an unathletic and gangly build, it did not stop this man as he led Boston to 3 NBA championships and even won the MVP trophy in 3 consecutive seasons. Averaging 24.3 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, and almost 2 steals, Larry the Legend meant and did everything for the Celtics. The Brooklyn Nets. Formerly known as the New Jersey Nets, also lucked out when they chose Bernard King in 1977. He was a dangerous presence on the court and amassed a total of almost 20,000 points during his career. And had it not been for a few major injuries, the King might have been much more revered today. The Charlotte Hornets. Next up is Alonzo Mourning of the Charlotte Hornets. Remembered for his last-second jumper against the Boston Celtics, that shot allowed Charlotte to move on to the second round of the playoffs. Alonzo was a force on both sides of the ball, with him averaging around 21 points, 10 rebounds, and 3 blocks per game in the season. Chicago Bulls. Can you guess it? Yep, the 3rd pick of the 1984 draft proved fateful for the Chicago Bulls. The pick introduced the world to Michael Jordan, considered by many as the greatest player in NBA history. In his first 3 seasons, MJ averaged an overwhelming 37 points per game. Jordan was also an unrelenting force on a defensive end. He also won the Defensive Player of the Year during the 1987-88 season. MJ led the Bulls to 2 separate three-peats, winning the Finals MVP every single time. Unlike any other superstar, MJ's desire for greatness created some of the most memorable NBA moments. The Cleveland Cavaliers. The next individual on this list is also considered to be one of the all-time greats. In 2003, the Cleveland Cavaliers introduced the world to the force and phenom that is LeBron James. Winning the NBA MVP award for 2009 and 2010, James set himself up as one of the league's premier players. Despite controversy at the end of 2010, LeBron returned to the Cavaliers in 2014, and in 2016 he ended a 52-year championship drought for the Cavaliers by returning from a 3-1 deficit against the Golden State Warriors in the finals. Currently, LeBron plays for the Lakers, and he has led them to win the 2020 NBA title. Dallas Mavericks. Jason Kidd was chosen by the Dallas Mavericks in 1994. Kidd made the All-Star team in his 2nd season and was on the path to becoming a world star point guard. However, the Mavericks ditched their youngsters for senior stars, a move that proved devastating and led the decline of their fortunes. On the other hand, Kidd's skill continued to grow as he guarded everything from LeBron James to Kobe Bryant. The Denver Nuggets. Carmelo Anthony was brought to the professional world by Denver Nuggets. A bullish post-up game combined with a quick jump shot release made him a terror for the other team. He has now revitalized his career, and many think he has a shot at becoming an NBA Hall of Famer. Detroit Pistons. Isaiah Thomas was as much of a two-way player as you can get. Drafted by the Detroit Pistons, the 12-time All-Star led the league in assists by averaging over 9 assists per game throughout his career. He even accomplished 4 consecutive years in double digits, leading the league in the 1984-85 season. His play at both ends enabled the Pistons to win back-to-back titles in 89 and 90. Despite his aggressive and often dirty play style, he is considered as one of the all-time greats. Golden State Warriors. The Golden Boy, or Steph Curry, for some of you out there who don't know, is one of the greatest shooters in NBA history. Drafted by the Golden State Warriors, Curry developed his own style of play and revolutionized the game of basketball. Anything after the halfway line is a good shooting distance for this basketball phenom. He made a record of 402 three-pointers in his unanimous MVP campaign in the 2015-2016 season. The man is on a mission to rewrite the record books and has started a dynasty that few can see the end of. Houston Rockets. Next up is Hakeem Olajuwon, first drafted by the Houston Rockets. He was a player capable of guarding all 5 positions and rarely fell prey to any types of fakes while being an elite rim protector, averaging 3.1 blocks per game. He led the Rockets to 2 championships and took home final MVP for both of those years, along with the Defensive Player of the Year award. Indiana Pacers. Let's talk about Reggie Miller from the Indiana Pacers. His reputation was built on clutch shots and fourth-quarter binges. He had a killer's instinct, and during the 90s, his three-point shooting reigned supreme. The 5-time All-Star put down 2,500 looks from beyond the arc on almost a 40% clip, a record he kept until 2011. He has upset better teams like the Bulls and the Knicks and has rightly earned his place as part of the all-time greats. LA Clippers. Blake Griffin came to the NBA in 2011 and along with Chris Paul and DeAndre Jordan, turned the fortunes of the LA Clippers. His skill and game continued to improve after every season, and his aerial assaults contributed immensely to the team's most successful basketball stretch in their history. LA Lakers. Now here might be an unpopular opinion, but Magic Johnson of the LA Lakers was a winner from the moment he stepped on the court. On top of his TV appeal, he was one of the greatest point guards to ever lay the game. He helped LA to 5 NBA titles and received 3 MVP trophies. There wouldn't be no Showtime Lakers without Magic Johnson. Memphis Grizzlies. Mike Conley of the Memphis Grizzlies brought consistency and improvements to the Memphis bench, despite not winning any trophies. Mike Conley is also responsible for some of Grizzlies' fondest playoff memories. Miami Heat. Moving on to Dwayne Wade of the Miami Heat, drafted at the time as LeBron and Carmelo, Wade asserted himself as one of the all-time greats. He averaged around 34.7 points, 7.8 rebounds, and 2.7 steals per game in helping the Heats win their first franchise championship in 2006. Wade helped his team climb out of a 2-0 series hole against the Dallas Mavericks. He also sacrificed immensely for the sport he loved. After receiving 13 All-Star appearances and MVP selection, he cemented his position in the world of basketball forever. So what do you think about these picks, and if there's any that you disagree with, let us know in the comments below. Thanks for checking this out, and we'll see you on part 2 shortly.